Hey friends, Kris Krohn here with Limitless TV, and I've got my great friend and peer mentor, Wileen Benson, joining today to talk about words of life. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Kris.
And so excited about what you have to teach us about what it looks like to step into our power with the use of words. And I got a couple of zingers coming your way because I want to make sure that we can extract as much amazing knowledge as we can from your incredible life experience on how you've been using words to teach these powerful concepts and manifest the life that you want. Words have power, or do they? You know, I've got the amazing Wileen here, and I've got some questions for you because I want to get your perspective. And I just want to make sure everyone knows a little bit about you and who you are, because in the last 5 years since I've met you, I have witnessed you do some of the most amazing things. I've seen you do things with your health that after months, years, or decades of problems you've been able to overcome. I've seen you do things financially. I've been able to witness you grow in some of the most amazing ways, and to have you here as a peer mentor leading a movement of light and helping change people's lives, it's so exciting for me to sit here with you today because this whole conversation of words and power, you're so perfectly equipped to share us your nuggets and your wisdom on what you've learned. So thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
You're very welcome. There's a lot of things we could talk about that are quote unquote important, right? You know, we could talk about commitment. We could talk about dedication. We could talk about perseverance. Today's conversation on words and the power behind them, like where does that stand priority-wise for you in terms of all of these other characteristics and traits that you could really be focusing on?
Obviously, there is a lot of power and necessity for taking action, being dedicated, really persevering in what you want to accomplish. But as I think about what is so important in the beginning, when you're wanting to create something, when you're just even imagining, you're just putting your imagination into it, what do I want to accomplish? Words is what creates it. Words is what creates the spiritual creation of it before it becomes an actual physical creation. So we could push, we could do whatever we want, but if we haven't created it in the spiritual, we're just moving forward, but we're not really moving towards a clear goal.
So are you saying that you've got personal experience with maybe not putting the energy into your words, but knowing what it's like to put in a lot of movement, hoping for achievement, and yet not getting what you want? Have you experienced that?
Yes, definitely. In fact, you and I have had conversations about that where I put a lot of emphasis on a busy schedule and doing things that I think are going to get me to my goal. But if I haven't taken the time to really lay out exactly and put it into words and speaking the words on a daily basis as if it's already happened, then it is just busy work. It's something that's just gonna, it's not going to take me to the end result that I really want.
Okay, so people listen up. This is what Wileen's dropping on you right now. What she's suggesting is that whatever this thing called words having power, if you don't have that going on in your life, then everything else is just gonna turn out to be busy work, a lot of mistaking movement for achievement. So Wileen, you're making an argument here that our words really do matter and that they have an impact on outcome. Can you think of a recent moment or experience in your life where you changed your words and they changed your outcome?
Oh, thank you. I actually brought a little prop to share. It was when I was getting ready to come today. This board.
You brought your 3-day Limitless board that you busted up.
Broke.
All right, this is cool. Some of you, if you've been to Limitless, you can relate to this. If you haven't, don't miss out any longer. You got to come to one of our next 3-day breakthrough events. Tell us what happened.
So this was a major breakthrough for me. This was the very first time that we did board break at Limitless, and I hadn't done that yet, and so I wanted to participate. And I got to tell you, I was pretty scared to do this. I didn't know if I'd be able to break through.
You're not a trained martial artist or anything,
no.
Right? All right, but you're kind of a ninja when it comes to words these days.
Yeah.
All right.
So as I was looking at this morning, and I'm going to actually read these words. And when I read these words, they are not me. They do not feel true in the least to me. It's probably been about a year since I broke this board. But when I wrote this was my life. This was real. This was true in my life. The money is not mine. There's never any for my needs and wants. I blame my husband. I feel powerless. I can't have what I want. If I spend it, it feels like I'm taking away. My stomach hurts. I can't have what I want.
This is so wild because you have been having the last couple months like your biggest financial months of your life, and you've totally like taken like total financial control of your destiny and what you're doing. So like that's so wild that a year ago those were your words when it's like, man, that is crazy because I know I've had you on stage at Limitless touting your most successful months ever in life, and I'm getting your texts from you and you're crushing it right now. Okay, wow. I was a believer, but I'm like a believer all over again now. So what did you decide to change your words to?
All right, so these are the words that I wrote on my board, which at the moment, I didn't know if I could really believe. This wasn't something that felt true in my life, but this is what I wanted to accomplish. This is what I wanted to have. Clint and I are together on where our money goes. I choose where the money goes. I'm smart with my money. I have always had choice with money, and Clint has always been smart with money. So those were my new beliefs, and as I read them today, I feel like I could write these today as 100% truths.
Wow.
My husband and I right now are working together on our 4th rental property,
Wow.
which we chose together. We are working.
A lot of our
together.
people here are fans of that. So they're like,
Yeah.
yeah. Wylene's a part of our real estate community. Yep. And if you're not, man, you got to click the link on the bottom and be like, wow, how do I actually get the real help? I mean, the videos are great, but how do we get the hands-on help? It's been awesome watching you guys grow. So 4, that's big.
Yeah. And we are working together. We had a sum of money that we had accumulated, and I wanted to do one thing with it. He wanted to do something else with it. And this first thing, Clint and I are together on where our money goes. This manifested because we both had a lot of energy behind what we wanted to put this money into. And we were able to come together and as a couple decide where that money went. And it was actually what he was choosing. So in the past, I would have looked at that as I feel powerless. I can't have what I want. There's never any for my needs and wants. The money is not mine. I would have believed that. I would have bought into that belief. But now we're choosing together.
Oh, wow. This is so exciting. So this is really what we're here to talk about today. I want to drop the big bomb. If you're here watching this video, it's like, okay, words have power, cool. Here's the question I think for them. How do you use your words to create what you want and put faith in that if it hasn't been created yet? Because I think that's really difficult for a lot of people. They're like, okay, Kris, rah, 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 like all these cool things. I go to your event and you're telling me that you just want me to believe in the unseen and then it's going to like mysteriously like, woo, it's going to magically appear. And yet that's what exactly just happened here. So what would you say for our viewers that are saying, that's a little bit of a trial of my faith to believe in the things I can't see? What would you suggest?
Awesome. Well, I have 2 things that you can do. And this is how I was able to write these and actually break through that board, believing that they could be true. And one of the things is choose what you want to create. So choosing what the words, the way that you want it to be. Even at first when you write it down, if you can't believe it. Choose those words the way that you want it. That's the first thing. And then once you've chosen those words and you've written them down, then find evidence that they really are true right now in your life.
It's amazing because I think about, there was a time when I said, you know what I really want is a recreational cabin where me and my family can create amazing experiences in the woods. Because I grew up in Washington and I loved being on our 5 acres of land surrounded by, it felt like just millions of acres of nothingness, so many memories. And I thought, man, I'm in the city here, urban life, and I don't feel like I'm giving my children that. And so we started speaking a lot into creation that we believed in having for years before it came. And it's funny, I posted on Facebook this video like, hey, we're up here at Sundance, we're celebrating that we're gonna have this lot. 2 years later, we actually picked the lot, even though we didn't own it, would spend time on it, play on it, and then 2 years later actually bought the lot. And now we're holding events there and like having these amazing experiences. And now we're just getting ready to break ground and build a cabin there. And I'm like, wow, that's totally like the board. Sometimes we speak these things into creation though, and they take time to gestate. They don't always, it's like the genie in the lamp. I rub the lamp today, I get what I want that instant. What would you say for those? How much patience do you think they're gonna need to have, Wylene, if they know what they want and then they choose to believe what they want? How long might it take to get what they want?
That's a good question. And I think we're going to go, I'm going to take us back to maybe that very first question that you asked about what's more powerful, the willpower and the determination and the perseverance. That's where it comes in. The beginning of your creation has to be the words. You have to be able to create that the way that you want it. And then you begin putting that energy behind it, putting the action behind it, the perseverance, the determination, the willpower, all of those things. But knowing that it's going to happen the fastest possible if you put the words down first.
Got it. Now, I know that you do a daily power hour. You take your time to visualize. Is there, when you take your words of life, is there something that you do on a daily basis that helps create a practice around them to set them in motion?
Yes, definitely. I do a daily power hour. I call it GPS, grounding prayer and scripture.
Awesome.
For me, it's really important to connect with that spiritual power as well, because that's what I'm doing when I write these words and when I put it up on my vision board is I'm creating it spiritually first. And so it's important for me to have that as a part of it. And really focusing on the vision of it. And I do have pictures that, depict whatever it is that I want to create. And I have a list of my new beliefs that I've created, because with every single creation, you're going to come up against limiting beliefs that say, no, that doesn't exist yet. You're lying to yourself, whatever. And I get to break through those limiting beliefs every single day. And the new beliefs that I come up with are on my vision board. And so every day I'm reading those, I'm visualizing, and then asking again, what is the next step to take me to this, and what is the limiting belief that would stop me?
So take a look at the pattern that Wileen is laying out here. She's saying that you got to know what you want, and then you got to collect evidence for what you want. And she has a process every day. She's got her GPS where she's grounding. She also has her prayer and her scripture study. That's one of the ways that she harnesses that. She connects to higher power. She's got a vision board where she collects that evidence and grabs it all together. What can you do? Because when you decide what you want and the limiting beliefs come up, what I'm hearing, this kind of, I think, final big nugget that just reminder for me is, all right, you've used your words to set something in creation, and when the opposition comes or the limiting beliefs arise, you then get to meet them with new beliefs. So we're going to fight fire with fire, words with words. So I get to know what I want with my words, and then I get to use my new beliefs to empower those words to spring forth my creation.
Right. So there's words in the beginning that helps you to visualize it, and then there's words throughout that are new beliefs that are going to help you continue forward.
Boom! Drop mic. Wileen, thank you for being with us today. Friends, I just want to tell you here, if you've enjoyed this, you're going to see more of Wileen. And if you want to meet more of Wileen in the flesh, then come out to one of our 3-day Limitless events. Get a chance to break your board. Get a chance to be doing your breakthroughs and get a chance to learn from this amazing mentor, Wileen Benson. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe so we got more of this amazing life-changing information coming your way.